All right, we have a question from another viewer about a proposal. This is interesting because this question is the reverse of a discussion a panel here had a couple of weeks ago about why this was a good idea. This viewer's not so sure it's a good idea. And the question is, there is a proposal to exempt ag land except for a house and garage from taxes for schools and local construction projects. Our panel a couple of weeks ago was pointing out the problems that creates for farmers. This viewer notes this would mean that businesses and residential properties would have to fill the gap, the reverse of that question. What's happening with that proposal? What does the panel think about it? Anybody know anything about it? Want to talk about it?
Well, go ahead.
Well, I know about this because in Nicollet County, a lot of my students go to New Ulm schools in the western part of the county, and they had a referendum. And the farmers out there are paying a lot of money to build that school. Yeah. And it's reflective of the steep increase in the value of ag land over the last several years. With the high price of corn, we've seen the value of ag land increase. And certainly that has value, but so I thought, well, we're talking for some farmers, $10,000. And so it's a significant amount of money related to their operation. Also in corn and bean prices are lower. So there's a lot of pressure there. So what I did was I thought, well, okay, it seems to me ag land, you make money off ag land. It's a source of income. And so I thought, well, how does this compare to commercial land? Okay? And so I looked at the St. Peter district where they're also looking at a referendum coming. And I compared a 500-acre farm to McDonald's, okay? And I thought, well, I don't know if that's a fair comparison, but I was trying to see what those would look like. And that 500-acre farm pays more and will pay more for that St. Peter's school than the McDonald's will. And so it makes me think that it's time to make some sort of an adjustment. The proposal to completely take the tax off the ag land would put a lot of pressure on the local businesses and the homeowners. And I have some concerns about that. I know there's a lot of farmers that are supporting that. I know the farm groups are supporting that. But I'm hoping we can come up with a more kind of rational approach to it. I got a fax yesterday from someone who is associated with schools in a district near my district, and he was suggesting kind of having the cutting in half the ag tax for building schools. We've got to find a solution. And then the second problem associated with it is it's hard to go backwards on it because they've already voted the school in New Ulm. You can't adjust the pay scheme after the vote. And so there's that issue as well. I think possibly the most rational answers, it seems to me, are involving some state investment to kind of equalize this, and also there's a proposal to allow school districts to possibly determine how that mix would play in terms of business, homes, and ag land. Another thought I had was to pull off some of the non-productive ag land from the tax, but this is a real problem, and it's not only a financial problem, it's also creates some community unrest because there's a sense of unfairness, and so it pits one part of the community against another part of the community, and that's never healthy, especially for the school.
Let me just add to that. As a member of the tax committee, you've actually described very well what the problem is with increasing property taxes and the decreasing commodity prices. And when the ag land was high, that's what the taxes are based on because the taxes lag a year. So the farmers are really getting double hit now. They're getting squeezed. And this idea about ag land and referendums for schools is very troubling for all the reasons you said. And I think this is a point to be made. That's the issue with property taxes. When you give an exemption or you lower somebody's property taxes, that doesn't lower taxes because the city or the state or the county are still raising the same amount of money. It just spreads it on to other people. And so I think that's an interesting thing on property taxes. The other thing about property taxes is while they're so painful, some people say they're the very best type of tax because they are visible. People see them. They literally have to write out that check. And so that makes people who raise property taxes a lot more accountable, I think.
Senator?
My concern would be, and I am not the tax expert here, but my concern would be having more inequality. You mentioned having the state investment to equalize the playing field for schools, but we're already dealing with that issue without this proposal. So would that exacerbate the issue that we already have, where the metro or the counties are able to raise more funds and have more money go outstate. So there's all this dynamic of where's the money raised, and then when we bring it to the state, how do we spread it out to make sure that we equalize it? So I would be concerned that this would be adding to the issue of equalizing schools, because we want all schools to be great.
I think, Clark, you nailed it on the head of all the problems associated with it, the pluses and minuses. I think maybe a different approach to take on this issue is perhaps allowing folks to, if you have property outside of the school district that you reside, you actually get to vote on the school referendums, and that would maybe ease some of the, as you mentioned, the community tensions. Right now, if a farmer has property outside of the district that he resides in, he doesn't get to vote on those referendums, so, or he, she, I should say. So.
And I would say, too, in my district, in Edina in particular, I have a lot of seniors, and I remember door knocking. They're proud to pay those property taxes and know that the school system they're putting those dollars in is reaping, benefits for the community. So there's also that sense of pride that we're willing to invest in our schools. So it's just another sphere of it that we should all make sure that it helps all the state to have great schools, so that we should all be part of it too.